Health and well-being to supersize your business? Let's talk about this today. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and we're switching gears in terms of life framework area topics that we're talking about. From spiritual, all last month we focused on something that had to do with the spirit of our business every day. This month we're going to focus on our physical business. What things are actually physical? We can touch them, we can grab them, we can feel them, that have to do with our business. Well, in order to do that, the first thing we need to do is define what physical health and physical well-being for our business looks like to us. We're doing this in the Be a Better You annual challenge. For what does it look like for us as individuals? This is what good physical health and well-being looks like to me. This is what bad physical health and well-being looks like to me. And so it's easy to do for ourselves. It's a little bit more challenging for our business, especially depending on the type of business or industry that you're in. But we should be paying attention to this and having benchmarks for it all the time. We should be auditing our facilities if we have a physical building and location, just like we do our house. Do you pay attention to the home or the apartment that you live in and make sure that you don't have any infestations, bugs, pests, too much dust? Whatever's appropriate or whatever keeps you comfortable in your physical environment. I'm a clutter bug, so I'm more comfortable in a cluttered, full environment than a lot of other people would be, right? My daughter calls me a borderline hoarder, and she's probably right. I have tons of books. I have tons of notebooks. I have tons of things I'm interested in. Jewelry, although I don't wear hardly any of it ever. Clothes, tons of those. Things like that. I have a lot of stuff around me. I don't know where that comes from. Probably from my parents who grew up in the Depression, right? So, today, physical health and well-being. We need you. I need you. You need you more than I need you to define it for yourself. So if you've got a plant, I used to have an Italian food manufacturing company for 35 years. So I have a physical location. I called it the shop because it felt like the shop to me. And that was a more fun, lighthearted name than manufacturing plant or facility, whatever. So what's your physical location like? And then what do you want? What is ideal for you, right? Maybe you're in a small location right now and you want to grow and supersize, and you're going to have to expand to other facilities. So we'll talk about all of the things that impact our business and our life, not our life here, but our business physically. But we need to know, what is your definition of physical health? What does that look like? Hey, I've got this ideal plant or whatever. And then the reason we want to do this is because we need to know where we are right now, so that we can focus on the different topics that we're talking about this month and improve those if they need improvement for us, or just check it off the box saying, yeah, I got that. We're set. We're all set in that area. And this is why I usually cover this the first month of the year when we break down into life framework areas, is because to me, if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. And I am a perfect example of that. I had a sudden cardiac arrest and left the planet for about a week or so in a coma. And luckily for me, I was in the right place at the right time when I had a sudden cardiac arrest. And so physically, that was my wake-up call to say, okay, for like the last 2 decades, you've been doing all these things that aren't right for you. You need to stop those immediately, or you're not going to be here today talking to you. So it's true with our facilities and our plants. We can ignore physical things for a while. We all know people that never open their mail and they just let it pile up and pile up and pile up, thinking that they don't have to deal with it. And if they don't look at it, then it doesn't matter. Lo and behold, sometimes it matters very, very much, right? So physically, what is your definition of health and well-being? If you're in an online business, you want to pay attention to, what are the tools that I use to operate my online business, and even though it's out in the internet, do we understand that sometimes we need to have redundancy and backups for our data? I learned this I record on Facebook. Facebook stopped storing Facebook Lives and then deleted everything. So I have whole courses and whole programs and things that just got deleted because I didn't pay attention soon enough and back those up, which is okay because it's time to update them or not use them anymore anyway. So I'm okay with that. That was, of course, after I got over the upset, realizing that they were all gone at first. And I'm like, okay, time to update. So physical health and well-being, what is your definition? I would love if a few people would share it in the comments below so that we can learn from one another. Mine is, like I said, a little more cluttered than most people's, but that works for me. Probably because my ADHD mind works that way. All right. Any help with this? If you need any help, and you don't have to have it totally defined today. See, a little bit of a tickle in my throat. But you want to start mapping it out. I keep a notebook, and I hope you do too, as you create your business and document it. But as we redefine and add things to our definition, or as other people give us ideas of things that we want to think about, then we can just jot those down and then implement them when it's appropriate. All right, I'm digressing. Physical health and well-being of your business. Share in the comments below, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.